no more than the making of the service committee. Would someone care to move this, please?
Move the Chair.
Thank you. Item number 1 on the agenda, apologies for absence.
Councillors Spennymoor, O'Hare and Marr.
Item 2, declarations of interest. We're all happy with that,
Number 7 on your committee. I want to declare an interest now because, as you know, I am treasurer of the Mining Museum. And I want to leave myself open to contribute if necessary.
Is that right for the
Yes.
Item 3, under questions. None received. Item 4, return brass band instruments. Sorry, I'll pass over to the facilities manager.
Yeah, through you, Chair. The purpose of the report is just to advise members of the return of the instruments to the town band. Members will be aware that the split of the youth band, members leaving the town band to go to Fishburn, taking some instruments with them. It's just to advise members that the instruments belonging to the town band or the town council will be returned. And there's details of the individual instruments listed at the back. I can also confirm that the town band is delighted to receive the instruments back, and they feel that all the instruments that weren't with them have now been returned.
Chairman, I would myself and Councillor Dean were involved in this because we are the representatives from the on the mining committee. We were approached by the band to support them in doing what they did.
Thanks, Councillor Smith. Councillor Mason?
My question may already have been answered, but I would just like some clarification. Because it does say an agreement has been reached between the Town Council, the Town Band and Fishburn Band. Are we quite certain we identified all of the instruments that did go over to Fishburn? And do we have a list of all of the instruments that were obtained by the Town Band?
Through you, Chair, I can confirm that the conversations that I've had with the town band, they are more than satisfied that the instruments they've received back are the instruments that they needed to receive back.
So does that suggest that there are other instruments that
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm not aware of any other instruments that, or the band haven't made me aware of any other instruments that are outstanding, and they have signed or they've emailed me to confirm that the list that members have tonight completes the list of instruments that they needed returning.
This goes back many years, Chairman. Many years.
Move the recommendations, Chair.
Second, Chair. Move the second. All in favour? Show of hands, please. Item 5, change of usage of land and hire for clearing roads. Again, I'll pass on to the College Facilities Manager.
Yeah, through you, Chair. The purpose of the report is to inform members of an option to change the use of land at agricultural playing fields. Basically, what we've got there is, and the members can see in the plan, there's the hedged area, the members will be aware, and currently there's no activity taking place. The land itself is not brilliant, it's got poor drainage, and would be difficult to do a lot with it. So what the Grounds and Estate Officer and myself have looked at on that area is to look at considering putting a 9-a-side football pitch at the top of the current football pitch, to use the hedged area to close it completely off and use it for potential for grazing, to try and raise something for the council. Just an option for members to consider.
Any comments? Councillor Gallagher?
Thank you, Chair. I'm happy to accept the part 4.2 of the proposal where we would do our grazing land into that hedged off piece. I think we don't currently know whether or not there's a demand for 9-a-side pitch on that field, and I think a better option at this stage would be, rather than spending the time and effort to put the 9-a-side pitch on there, is to leave the current configuration as it is for the football pitches, with a view of increasing to two 11-side pitches, which South Field used to be, as soon as the field back in the general repair. So it moves that 4.2 of the proposal is accepted for now, and we'll return to this at a later date.
Proposed and seconded. Take a show of hands all in favour, please. That's unanimous again. Thank you very much. Item 6, providing the Archive Commission. Again, we'll pass to Colin Ramsey.
Yeah, through you, Chair, it's a report basically to flag up to members about the commission arrangements within the galleries. Currently, the commission rate is 10% that we charge artists. There are obviously a number of galleries charge significantly more commission rates, but equally, then galleries do significantly more, and we've got full-time members of staff who market the facilities and also and take down. There is an option to leave the 10% commission as it is. Would consider that for the Cornish work that's coming in, that members may wish to consider taking the opportunity of trying to increase commission for this individual artist, as we've agreed for the Cornish family to come in January. And again, it's for members to consider the current commission rates and potential changes to them.
Comments about Councillor Gilbert?
Thank you, Chair. I appreciate the work that the facilities manager is doing in looking at these commission rates. I think with regards to the art gallery, certainly my view, and I think the view of my colleagues, is that the priority for the art gallery is that we promote local artists and that we showcase local art rather than make revenue from the art gallery. And in light of that, I think a sensible idea for now, at least for this current budget period, is to remain 10% for all of the current artists that we've got on the books and the current artists that we've got, but to leave the flexibility in there for the normal Cornish, for the commission to be higher for the Cornish paintings than it is for our local artists. I think that's a sensible move forward for now. I'd also further move that we revisit this in the budget setting of each year, where we look at fees and charges of our other facilities, and this is one of those that we consider as part of that budget process. Thank you, Chair.
Was the second of Councillor Gilbert?
Chair, Councillor Gilbert says no.
Okay. Anyone else? No. So, the proposal there, third second from Councillor Gilbert. We'll take the vote. All those in favour of the proposal? And once again, that's unanimous. Thank you very much. Item 7, rights room, changing rooms, football playing. This report was compiled by the town clerk who was in attendance this evening. So, I'll pass to you. I'll leave it. Report this is okay, Councillor.
Yeah. Through you, Chair, obviously members attended a meeting down at Irish Green Changing Room Football Pavilion. There was a number of discussions took place, I understand, afterwards, and there's some recommendations listed within the report. There's 5 recommendations for members to consider, and just, it's for members to respond on how they'd like to progress this matter.
Councillor Thompson?
As the recommendations stand, I don't really have a problem with it, especially on item 4 where we were just doing a feasibility study. But we do mention Spennymoor ban here, and I just wondered how much of a conversation have we had with Spennymoor ban. And I think it's, although I'm really keen that that way is saying that we do something with the changing room, I would have to be pretty confident in your mind that the band would want to move down there before I would look to move forward. So I just wondered, have we yet approached the town band for their comments? If not, then it's under item 6 the agenda to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say from the chair for current response to that, Councillor Thompson, thanks for your comments. Reading what I've done as the chairman, the sense from those 5 recommendations, this is just looking at options at the moment. I was putting the safety. This is me looking at options, so we may have something to present to by using the town land and other interested affected parties. Councillor Campbell?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I was in attendance of this site meeting as well as Councillor Thompson, and I actually moved these recommendations going in front of the committee today. Councillor Thompson will remember things I said at that site visit, and I'll repeat it again to the committee, is that we need to keep our options open here with regards to the use of the building. And if we were to provide a proposal to the town bank, I would want that proposal to be fairly solid. I don't just want to go to the town bank and say, here's half an idea, what do you think? I want to be able to show them that we've got the costings and the drawings of what the building could look like, so that they can make an informed decision on whether or not that would be an option that they want to go down. I think we've visited this sort of an idea on a number of occasions now in this chamber over the last couple of years. And I want to stress that this council gives their full support to the town bank. We use the town bank for a number of our different occasions, and they really are a valuable asset to the town. And there's no one in this chamber who's saying we want to get rid of the town bank from the town hall. What we're looking at here is whether or not there's a better configuration of the use of space that we've got as a town council, whether or not we can actually provide a better service for the town bank. In doing so, we need to have the correct information in place to make that decision first, and that's all that these recommendations set out today, Chair.
Yes, Chair, I wasn't at the site meeting, so I wasn't aware of any discussions involving the town bank, but obviously because it's on the agenda, it is obviously related to the widespread changing room facilities for use for that purpose. At this point in time as well, it is mentioned with regard to the space that the bank occupy being used by the Durham Mining Museum. To my knowledge, we've not had any discussion with regard to the use of that facility in any of the town hall premises. So I do think that needs to be brought back to another meeting where we all have opportunity to ask further questions with regard to the use of town hall space.
I would refute an element of what we said there, that there was actually a discussion on the 21st of October and all members were invited. I would remind everybody as well that was actually a reconvening because attendance of members was so poor for the initial one, so I appreciate that everybody's able to attend every meeting. Again, I'll reiterate what I said and what Councillor Gelder just said in response to Councillor Thompson's comments. This is maybe considering options at the moment. All of those ideas there were discussed in this chamber on the 21st of October, the minute before the buyer's agreement. But I appreciate what you said. It hasn't been considered, but again, any decision of such nature was obviously going through the discussion debate.
Councillor Madison made an entire point there by rewording the words of the recommendation 4, which is what I meant at the site visit. It says that costing and drawings and, if necessary, the structural survey be obtained to assist members to enable them to consider the feasibility of extending the space, which does mean that we will get the information and make an informed decision in this chamber, which is exactly what Councillor Madison's just said, so a point is already from the Chair. I will move the recommendation to the report, Chair. Second recommendation.
Members, that's been proposed and seconded. All those in favour, show of hands, please. Any against? Any abstentions? Okay. I have no further items of business on my agenda. Thank you for the attendance.
Certainly can. Anybody else wants to go and drink water?
Anybody else?
I'll go. Good evening, members and members of the public. Thanks for attending your recreation committee meeting for this month. There's something about road meeting, Chair. Thank you. Mr. Daniel, apologies.
Councillors Spennymoor, Hare and Mark.
Thank you. Item 2, declarations of interest.
Chair, can I make a comment, please?
Yes.
At the last meeting, when allotment tenancy agreement came up, I did have an interest, but I know that other members who had allotments didn't. So on that basis, I will be participating in the meeting.
That's all right, that's fine, okay, no problem. Declaration of interest. Item 3. Any questions? Thank you. Item 4. Southview allotments and their proposals. Report that they put together by the facilities manager.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. The purpose of the report is to provide an option appraisal for members to consider regarding financial arrangements from Southview allotment side. Members will recall that Town Council terminated the agreement between the Town Council and Southview Allotment Association. The current position is that Southview Committee representatives have met with the Town Council representatives to propose the following. One, that they retain the rent from the allotments and pay all associated bills and invoices. Alternatively, that they collect the rent from the allotment holders and pay it to the Town Council as a one-off payment for the Town Council to then pay all associated bills and invoices. Both of the proposals made, if accepted, would sit outside the Council's current policy arrangements in that it has with other Town Council allotment sites and would not be consistent with the way the Town Council manages or charges its allotment sites. Members are also aware that we've got a new tenancy agreement to be consulted on, so therefore the options for consideration are that 1, the Town Council treat Southview in a consistent way as they do with all other allotment sites by collecting the rent from the individual allotment site holders. This will be achieved by the individuals making payment at the Town Hall through the same measurement arrangement as all other allotment sites owned by the Town Council, with payment due in April 2016, as well as with all other allotment sites and customers. Option 2 will be that the Town Council allow Southview to retain the rent from the allotment holders and then pay all associated bills and costs. Option 3 is that the Town Council allow Southview allotment holders to collect the rent from the holders and pay it to the Town Council as a one-off payment, and then for the Town Council to pay all associated bills and invoices. The recommendations are that to ensure consistency of how the Town Council charge for and manage its allotment site, that option 1 of the options appraisal for consideration is implemented as from April 2016, and Southview allotment members are made aware of this with immediate effect.
Chair, I've spoken to the members of the committee of Southview allotments. They still hope that they will return to the situation was prior to our problem. So they feel that to try and keep some sort of continuity going for the time being, they would like to us to choose option 2. So I'd like to move that we accept option 2.
Right, the second motion.
Thank you, Chairman. If I can speak on the motion then. I've also met with the representatives from Southview allotment site today. I was one of the Town Council representatives, as mentioned in the report. And I appreciate the position of the representatives of the Southview Allotment Association in wanting to retain their consistency. However, we need to understand that at the current moment in time, is a Town Council owned site, and I believe we have 16 other Town Council owned sites across the town who will expect us to deliver a consistent approach regarding this, so that everybody is chargeable on the same rent and everybody pays their rent in the same way. The other big consideration, as the facilities manager states in relation to is that we've got the new draft tenancy agreement, which is actually being considered later on in this agenda, which will be signed by tenants on April 2016, and that will tie into when people have to come down and pay their rent. So I think it's also important that the tenants of Southview our view out of that process. For that reason, I can't support what Councillor Thompson is saying, and we'll amend to the motion that we accept the recommendation of the report.
Second, Chair.
Any comments? Right, okay, we'll take the amendment first. We'll go for the amendment. All those in favour of the amendment? Councillor Gill, have the motion. All those against? Motion on the amendment is actually carried. Vote. We'll take the motion. All those in favour of Councillor Thompson's motion? All those against? The amendment motion has carried. Thank you, members. Item 5, the allotment tenancy agreement. This is an agreement which is actually followed at a meeting of the Town Hall on Saturday, I should remember, since the 17th of October, that's how that is it. Obviously, the report was followed up on that by the facility manager.
Yeah, through you, Chair, the purpose of the report is just to advise members following the recent consultation meeting with the allotment holders on the 17th of October in the Town Hall, and to share with members the proposed tenancy agreement at the outcome of the consultation. The draft tenancy agreement is enclosed for your attention, and if members are in agreement, the proposal is that we would very quickly get together the allotment secretaries together in one room, take them through it, make sure that there's no final changes that anybody would like to make, and just go ahead with this from April.
Chair, I attended this meeting at the Town Hall, and there was quite a number of questions raised by individuals, which the Town Council did make a note of. I would just like to ask if the officers are confident that they've covered all of the questions and issues that were raised at the meeting in formulating this tenancy agreement.
Yeah, through you, Chair. Yeah, what we did was we looked at the options and the wording that the people at the meeting raised, and where possible we've implemented them. I mean, one of the questions was, could we put the charging back to October rather than April? But having had discussions with the accountant, we felt that it would cause us problems, and it's actually sat better with April payment, so that all our finances lined up. So where possible, we've looked at using the wording that people raised on the morning, but we've had to make sure that it's right for the Town Council as the priority. But all of the comments that were raised were noted, and all of the comments which were looked at and viewed with an opportunity to try and be included where possible, which is why we need to get an idea to get back with the secretaries and talk to them about where we are now.
Councillor Gelder?
Chair, can I start by thanking yourself and the Vice Chair for all the hard work that I know you put in behind the scenes, facilities manager, on preparing the first draft that went to the consultation. It was quite a successful event, I thought. There was a lot of holders there, and some very good comments, some of which have been included in the redraft that's in front of members today. I think this is a very sensible document, a good tenancy agreement that the tenants of our allotments will be able to adhere to, and we appreciate that we've gone through the hard work of putting this together. I'll move recommendation of the report, Chairman.
Second, Chair.
All in favour of the recommendation? Unanimous. Thank you very much. Item 6, Clive Tourist Lots Association. This is a letter that's actually come from Mr. Tom Shaw, who's obviously, I think, the secretary of the hopefully newly formed
It's going to be a letter of obviously information, and obviously once again just basically asking for support from the members and the town council in actually going forward. I believe he's got the EAP event coming on week Saturday, hopefully try and raise some money for this particular project. So, any comments from members?
Thank you, Chair. Let's move that we support Mr. Shaw in however we can as the town council with regards to this project.
Second.
All in favour? Again, thank you very much. Thank you very much, members. That ends our recreation commission for tonight. Enjoy the rest of the day.